Okay, since we are running a bit late anyway, so I'm going to start right away so we don't waste our precious lunch break. Thank you everyone for registering and then attending now the Unlock Your Personal Branding to Get More Business this year. I understand that most of us who attend today's session are business people, business women to be exact, which is great because this is exactly the place where I really want to share my journey as well as a businesswoman. So to get started, we know now that these things that we all have, but not enough anymore. We all have all of this, the CV, the merit, even the looks, not enough. Do you know why? It's because deals happen normally outside the formal channels. I have never actually, to this day, I don't have any clients that I actually got from a formal channel. Or like in my career, in my 20-year career as a communication expert, probably only 2 times that I got a job through like a job application channel. So the rest I got actually from connection, network, and personal branding. And in today's world, of course, in the digital era in 2023, CV is not enough. You have to have a great LinkedIn profile. Degree is not enough. You have to have a portfolio. Great looks is not enough if you are not camera ready or camera confident, because people need you to present all the time. Having a good behavior is not enough until you actually be able to produce good collaboration, good partnership, affiliation with other people and other organizations. Also, being a hard worker and a team player is not enough anymore. You have to, these days, you have to have the vibe, you have to have value. People want to know who you are beyond what is what your certificate says. Okay, and that again where personal brand comes in. To give you a little bit of my story is that for 13 months, this is a photo of me waiting for my UK visa to actually come through. For 13 months, I could not work, I could not volunteer, I could not do anything. The whole from summer 2020 to summer 2021. And I knew nobody in this country. And because I started building my personal brand online, especially during lockdown, there's no networking event anyway. As soon as the world was opening up, I then managed to secure spots on stage in the country that I literally legally don't belong. I'm not a national of this country, and I never graduated from any Western university, but solely because of my personal brand, I've been invited on stages from big companies like Barclays to Staffbase. These are companies that have minimum 10,000 employees. And in 2023, I got even more popular in that sense, is because, again, people know me for what I believe, for my values. So I'm a communications consultant, but these events that you are seeing in the picture are taken during International Women's Day. It was across 1 week, so from March 1 to March 8. These are the events that I was on stage. And people would not even invite me if they only knew that, oh, Rebecca is just a communications consultant. But they know that Rebecca is a communications consultant who works in the women's rights, fighting against poverty and things like that. So could it be relevant to you? Answer these questions. Is your business serving another business? Is your customer's business is handled by a professional? Do you often see that your competitors are having more success because they are more well-known? We know now in the influencer era, whenever that you have enough following, you can literally sell anything. You have 1 million followers, you can sell a washing machine, even if it has nothing to do with you as a person, you know, or profession rather. So being more well-known these days is almost a guarantee that you will get more business. So if you have already a lot of business, Rebecca, why do I need more business? I'm already busy. I'm already booked out. Well, do you want to raise your profile, and do you want to increase your prices, or even open a new market? For example, if you're in the cosmetic business, well, the logical thing is that you have a market of, let's say, female, age 20 to 30 years old. But do you want to open a new market? Do you want to sell a different into a different layer of women, probably women in the 60s, which has different complexion, different skincare routine, etc. And therefore, they're hanging out in a different channel. They're probably not hanging out on TikTok. They're probably hanging out on LinkedIn. That's just an example. Okay, so I touched on LinkedIn just now, and okay, I wanted to share quickly with you that LinkedIn has become a personal favorite, and that's just me actually. It's because it does have a wide reach, and the environment that LinkedIn is more of professional, meaning that people go to LinkedIn when they open the app or the desktop web browser. They know that the headspace is that they're entering into almost like a conference or a summit. Okay, so when people go on Facebook, the headspace can be varied. When they go to Twitter, when they go to TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, etc., different headspace. But LinkedIn, it's definitely seeking for professional news, industry trend, etc. And therefore, they have high engagement and opportunities to showcase your thought leadership. And plus, of course, more importantly, business opportunities. And here are the 5 features on LinkedIn that are underutilized in a personal page. By the way, just by show of thumbs, any of you here that already has a LinkedIn profile, please let me know. Everyone has? Yeah. Those who don't have yet, straight after this lunch and learn session, I implore you to start one. And when you start one, these are the things that you should do. Customize your header and list your services, ask for a recommendation, and feature, you probably don't have posts yet because you just started, but you can on the feature post section. So it's almost like if you have a website, this is the banner, the slider. So the feature post on LinkedIn, I can show you if we have time later on, I can show you where they are physically on my page. And another thing is direct message. Okay. By the way, those who have LinkedIn page, you can drop your LinkedIn URL on the chat and we can build connection from there. We can add each other's connection. Thank you, Natasha, for sharing yours. If anybody else would like to share, please do on the chat room. So yes, these are the bare minimum LinkedIn features that you should have if you own a personal page. I'm gonna talk about more on the company page in a second, but we can also share with you if I think Deborah, one of my colleagues, will share with you the link to where you can download the ultimate LinkedIn checklist that our team at Upgrading Women put together. You can go to the link in a second. So these are the features for personal page. What about the company page? So first, what you can do to improve on your company page, if you do have. By the way, yes, to answer Mary's question, all of those features, all of the features that I'm talking today is for the free LinkedIn account. I'm not even talking about the premium ones yet, or at all. I'm not going to talk about premium at all today, because I want to make sure that everything that is available, every resources that we have as a business person that is available for free, we use it up. We have to wrung it dry and milk it out. Okay, so it's free to use. So it would be a shame if we don't utilize it. So when you have a company page, a personal page, and then you have your own business, right? You build a company page. It's almost the same as when you build a company page on Facebook. Same principle. But the difference is that you can, well, I think it's the same. You can invite your connection, same like Facebook, I mean. You can invite those who you already connect with at a personal level to follow your company page as well. And you can do it for free up to 250 connection a month. So if you're busy, and of course you're busy, add 10 connection a day, you can do it in a month, okay? Plus, don't forget to always add your hyperlink to your post. And I'll tell you how to do it, because I don't recommend you to put a link on the actual text. And then for the content, use this balance. Create 3 reasons why it's beneficial for you or for the audience to engage with you, buy your product and services, and create 2 content that highlights your company's values. So if you have a charity that you support, or you have a social justice issues that you personally support or care about, your causes, write about it on there. And another thing is, show to your audience how in tune you are in your industry, how you're always on the go, you keep your ears to the ground, you know what's happening in your industry. So yeah, show off that you know, hey, for example, if you're a social media marketer, then what you want to do is to put out, hey, this is the latest social media updates, that now Instagram is pushing more photos versus video. And the other way around, now TikTok has a new photo feature. So TikTok is not only videos only anymore, things like that. And if you do want to write a newsletter, this is of course when you're already advanced, wait until you have enough followers, at least 500 followers. My company at the moment, I think we have 400 followers, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna wait probably for another month until I publish my first newsletter, because the first will be algorithmically, it's going to be a push, a bang by the platform itself. So LinkedIn will push it out to the public very generously. Now, another thing that a lot of people forget is that you as a business, you can follow other company pages. You can follow it for the reason because you admire that company, because you are competing with that company, or because that company is actually your ideal or your target client. It can also be a good reason to follow other companies. But definitely you can interact from company page to a company page. So those are the 5 things that you can improve if you already have a company page. If you don't have, build one, okay? Right. Now, here are some of the best practice, and this is 2023, Q2 2023 algorithm. So if you're using this in 3 to 6 months, probably it's going to be different, but this is what works today. You can feel free to take a screenshot, but definitely it's something that you could have a look to improve when you are posting on LinkedIn. For me, posting 3 times per week is the bare minimum. And if you want to take a photo of an image, make it your own, like instead of like a stock photo, it actually works better if it's a raw photo of you as a selfie or you in an event. That works a lot better than a proper headshot stock photo. Okay, you can also, this is the one thing that other platforms don't have, is the PDF. If you have a company brochure, for example, you can upload it, even more than 100 pages, you can upload it and LinkedIn would be fine. Now, the things that are not great to do, again, Q2 2023, is don't edit your post after publishing more than twice. If you have a typo, go ahead and edit it, but more than twice, LinkedIn will shut down the algorithm of that particular post. And the reason is because LinkedIn doesn't want you to do a false information. Like, for example, you're now saying, oh, Rebecca just won an Oscar. And then you edit it into so-and-so just won, Michelle Yeoh won an Oscar. So what it doesn't want you to do is you changing your information to trick other people. That is all. And I mentioned that we should avoid putting link on the text in the LinkedIn post. This is how we can get around it. You can either put it on the comment section. So for example, here I posted that I published a new podcast episode. So instead of putting, hey, listen on Spotify, here's the link, I put the link on the comment section. Okay. Another way to avoid putting link on the text is to post an image and then put a hyperlink on the image. This is exactly the same principle as Instagram story. So you can upload a link on the image or on a video. You can do that exactly like Instagram story. Another way to avoid putting link on the text is to give a QR code on your video or your photo. And then people can scan it through their mobile, because 65% of LinkedIn user actually use it on their desktop. So they can take their phone up and scan it, and it can go straight to where they need you to be. Okay. And this is the link. So just like Instagram, it has, link on bio. So LinkedIn as well, they have linked on bio, and you can put one link, but then of course you can do multiple link if you are using Linktree. Okay. Anybody who does not know what Linktree is, you can raise your hand, but I think everybody here knows Linktree. Okay, cool. So this is what it looks like if people click on the bio on my profile. They would see my Linktree interface. And when you're writing content, think about some balance between sharing your promotional about your business or your services, or about talk shop. Basically talk shop only 1/3 of the time. The rest is you give value, through your personal story, either telling your personal journey, how you got to where you are, or your recent failure. People love failure story more than success story, believe it or not, because they want to commiserate. They also want to learn from your mistake, and they also want to see how real and how raw, how vulnerable you are. Another thing is to give value is to educate the audience, either about the latest trend, or what I love to do is, especially if you are a service-based business or even a product-based business, you can showcase like, this is how my product or my services have helped my client or my customers. And these are the content pillar that you can, also, you're welcome to take a screenshot of this. You don't have to imagine like, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed, what do I need to write? These are just the skeleton or the framework of what everybody else is doing, but at the same time it works. So we don't have to think about, oh, I want to be different, I don't want to be doing what everybody else is doing. But no, this is what works. So just take this as a prescription, but then make it your own case study, your own tips, of course, and your personal behind the scenes pictures, or like a tutorial, and make it your own. And this is what often people forget, is to end your post with a call to action. This is valid for every single, every single platform, really. If you don't end it with a CTA, then you leave your audience hanging, like, okay, so what? So a good CTA would be, come on, start your career switch journey with me today, if you are a career coach, for example, or follow me to read my presentation tips every Monday. So the CTA doesn't have to be you selling something, but even asking for follow and subscribe, that is also a CTA. But of course, if you do have a lead magnet, you can put get full access to my course or my what have you for 7 days, no credit card required. So that is the general idea of a good CTA. What else do I do in addition to writing posts? I engage, I reply, I post comment on other people's posts. I attend events like this one, an in-person event as well. And then I make connection. When I go to in-person event, first thing I do is not to ask for a business card, but to ask for their LinkedIn profile page. And I also contribute. So if somebody else is posting something that in the nature of a question or a dilemma or something like that, I would contribute, giving my my thoughts and my experience. I also reply to at least 90% of all my comments, and that is just basically a good nature, good practice to do. When people say something, do reply. And what else? I apply. What do I mean by that? When people are posting that they need help, they need a freelancer, they need a consultant, I put my hand up. Before this, maybe a few years ago, if I saw that, I would be either too self-conscious, too embarrassed, or too precious to even apply. But these days, I don't care. I want to put my hand up. I want to genuinely either help people, because when people advertise that they want to hire somebody, it's actually they need help. The difference is that they are willing to pay money for that help. So if you go and apply for a job or a project with that in mind, that you're actually helping this person, you won't have that mental block that, oh, I'm too embarrassed, etc. Okay. And you are probably wondering, okay, Rebecca, that sounds like a full-time job, just managing LinkedIn. So what do you get out of it? And this is something that I have never shown anyone before. Not even my teammate have seen this. So this is the output. So in the past year, I took a screenshot at this last night. In the past year, my content performance go up. Of course, it's up and down, but there has been a 7,000% increase from back when I was starting my business. And I started in February 2022. So I didn't even start LinkedIn until April because, yeah, I was ignoring it. And that's why I'm talking to you today. I don't want you to ignore LinkedIn. And what this is, social selling index, I am at the top 10%. I also just learned about this last night, that I'm at the top 10% of social selling index. What does that mean? That means I am very good at selling my services in a way that is considered social, not hard selling, not pushy, not intimidating, and not annoying, more importantly. So LinkedIn is giving me this metrics to tell me that continue what you're doing. And there are, of course, a few things that I could do better. But I'm very happy with the output. That is the output. Okay. What is the outcome? Because the outcome is, at the end of the day, is the money, is the business. If you see, this is literally a screenshot of my company's bank balance. Look at that. In the past quarter, it had been so bad. And then my team and I, we push forward doing the best content and engagement that we can. And as soon as the second quarter start, our income, it's not even double, triple, quadruple, it's just skyrocketed. Okay. Look at that. I was literally broke before, and now we are absolutely comfortable, and we're even thinking already, oh, what can we do next? How can we expand? And that is the outcome. I work for a purpose, and I want to make an impact. Upgrading Women pledges that we donate our time. So we serve one pro bono client for every paying client. So because we have more paying client, we are able to then donate our time and resources to help other organizations, other charities in their communications and marketing. This is one of them. It's called Project Period. They are a very small organization. It's only 5 of them. These are students in London who are, their sole mission is to gain enough funds to buy menstrual cup for schoolgirls in Kenya. Because schoolgirls in Kenya, if they cannot afford period product. And if they have period for the whole week, they just don't go to school. So that means for a quarter of their month, they're missing out on education. And that is just dangerous for their future, right? So there is an output of that hard work, and there is an outcome. There's the income that we have. And of course, again, there's an impact. Having these three, output, outcome, and impact, is the one that actually fulfill me, my team, our actual purpose in life, our happiness. This is it. We are not just talking about, oh, our post has gone viral. By the way, my post never gone viral. But then if at the end of the day, we're just popular in terms of likes, in terms of thumbs, but no money, it means nothing. And also, if you have money, but then we don't also further make that money go further, we're not really doing a great job as human beings. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit on what we do as a business for our clients. So normally we audit our clients' LinkedIn page, and if they want, they also we can also audit the rest of their social media page. And then what we do for them is to create a headshot, a banner, and the About Me section. And for our high-profile client of ambitious women, by the way, we don't take male clients, but yes, the principle is the same. We provide a detailed content calendar that they can just copy and paste. They also get a daily reminder to engage, to comment on their friends, their connections posts. And they also get a template of a DM sequence for lead generation. So what to say in the first connection, and then 2 days after, what do you say to them? And then a week after, what do you say on the DM? And guess how much people charge for that kind of service? People charge up to $4,000 to $5,000 a month for what I just said just now. I don't charge that much yet. But I tell you what, those who of you who attend today can actually learn how I do that for other people. So you can do it yourself, or you can even replicate what I do for other people, and you can make it your own business. I absolutely have no problem with that. But I am hosting a class on how to do what I do using ChatGPT, which is an AI language model, and the personal branding strategy. This is a 90-minute class to identify your brand purpose, how to actually define your value, your personality, selecting your color, your tone of voice, and how to select and optimize your presence on social media platform. It doesn't have to be LinkedIn. It can be Instagram or TikTok if that is what resonates with you. And how to plan your content strategy, including what you can do with ChatGPT to help you with inspiration and drafting content. And those of you, and I only give out 5 access to any of you who attend today. If you scan this, you can join my personal branding strategy session at £100 less. So it goes down to only £47. You can translate it in your each of your currencies because we have international audience today. It's £47, and you will get all of the knowledge that I'm sharing with you today, plus even deeper, even more technical, step by step. So with that, I'm gonna shut up now and let you ask questions if you have any further question, please. Lillian, do you have any questions? Yes.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for that wonderful session. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure we all got something, to what you just spoke about. But you asked for some questions, and I got them for the class. The first question is, though, outside of what you've spoken about, which is on LinkedIn majorly. So someone actually asked, how do we separate? Okay, I think you've actually talked about that, but how do we get clarity, most especially on I'm an individual with so many skills,
Mhm.
and how do I, clarify what to put out, most especially on social media about my brand. So I have different or a portfolio of careers or interests.
Yep.
How do I show clarity on the line of expertise I'm into?
Okay, thank you for that question. I totally resonate with that because I too have so many passions, so many abilities. Even my colleagues don't know this, but I'm a very good photographer as well. And
Wow.
I think the one thing that I'm not, the two things that I'm not able to do is to draw and to sing. But the rest, I'm very multi-talented and multi-passionate as well. But my advice would be choose one that will give you revenue today that will sustain your livelihood for the next 12 months while you are exploring other passions. So out of those potential businesses, potential professions, potential interests, out of those, choose which one that is the lowest hanging fruit, the one that you can easily get income, and the one that you can immediately then get revenue. So play the short game first to be able to sustain you for the long game. It's a marathon, of course, but you have to win the first 100 meters if you ever gonna run so long. You have to collect the small win. So start with the easy win first. Okay. So as soon as you are well known for that one successful thing, then you can branch out. Then you can tell your audience that, hey, I can do this too, you know, and hey, I can do this too, you know, I can cook, I can dance, I can do this and that. So, but people need to know that you are very good at one thing and you can deliver. Therefore, your reputation will live on. Like, okay, I can trust Rebecca to cook, for example, because I trust her when she was designing something for my website. She actually was on time. She listened to what I said. She communicated well. So those things are the reputation. The actual designing a website versus cooking a meal have totally different skill set, right? But the fact that you are trustworthy and reliable, that's more valuable than the actual skill. I hope that answered the question. And the second question that is on the chat, I'm just gonna answer. Do you recommend setting up a business page straight away, even if you're starting the pay the business? Yes, start it right away for the very simple reason. One, you don't want other people to own the name of the page. So like when I got the idea of having Upgrading Women, the first thing I did was to go to Instagram and check if other people already have the username of Upgrading Women. Thank God nobody did. So I got it. And the second reason is you want to update your online CV on LinkedIn to say that I'm now a CEO or a founder of this company. And when you say this company, you want to be able to tag the name of that company. So even if this is day one, start the business page right away. Yeah. I hope that's helpful. Lillian, do you have any more questions?
Yeah. Just two more before
Yeah,
maybe.
go ahead.
Yeah. So the second one is I have a career or I have a business I'm into and I need to transition into something else. I don't know if it's similar to the first question I asked, but how do what are the steps I need to take to rebuild my brand in a new space? Now I'm transitioning into something. I don't know if you've answered that in the first question. Then I would quickly go to the second one that I have. What's the difference between a personal brand and someone who calls herself a social media influencer? Now I'm a social media influencer. How do I breed my brand? Are they the same thing or they're different? So that's
wonderful. Thank you. So if you are a career switcher or career changer, that is actually, first of all, that is a very normal thing. People switch jobs, switch industry, or I've interviewed for my podcast the other week someone who worked for many years in government and suddenly work in advertising. So it's a very common thing. You're not alone. And it doesn't mean that people will see you strange. That's all I'm saying. And it doesn't mean that people will judge you for it. Like, oh, why is she being inconsistent? Or what's wrong with her? Was she fired? So there's no stigma of changing career, changing lane, changing industry. That's one. And two, I will show you what you can technically do as well. What's my profile? Okay, here we go. Two, what you can do is, so you see here, there's the name, and then there's a headline. So on the headline, you can literally write anything you want. It's like a tweet, and you can change it every day if you want. So you can say, let's say, I am a marketer who used to be an accountant, or ex-finance guy, now a singer-songwriter, whatever it is. So you can announce what you were before and what you are now, or what you aspire to be. Or you can say aspiring engineer, formerly a ballerina, whatever it is. Announce it because it makes you unique, and it's a conversational starter. People love, when you go networking, in-person networking, it's more not confusing, it's more awkward, because then you have to start over, like, hi, what's your name? What do you do? Do you live around here? Where do you go to university? It sounds like a job interview, right? But online networking is more cute because you already can see their background, and you can just see which one actually pique your interest. And then they can, hey, oh my God, I didn't know that you're actually a semi-pro footballer before, and now you're in this industry. What made you think, what made you change? So don't hide the fact that you are changing lanes, but embrace it and make it a talking point. Okay. And the second question, what is personal brand versus social influencer? One is a profession. So being a social influencer is a profession. Okay. And personal brand is what every single person actually have. The term personal brand is quite recent, but back then, personal brand is actually literally just called reputation. Okay. These days, personal brand is reputation plus personality. A few decades ago, when you have a personality, people don't like you. People will judge you because you're different, because, and by different, it can also mean you're a man in the female-dominated world, or vice versa, or you're gay in a very heteronormative environment. You're white in a Black community. So being different back then was a bad thing. These days, having a personality actually make you stand out. So a good reputation plus personality that is engaging, that is a personal brand. And that is not a profession, but it's a leverage. Let's say you versus your competitor, you're equally serving or offering the same service, selling the same product, but the one that is more memorable, the one that has good reputation, the one that is perceived as the expert in the industry, perceive as someone who's nice and relatable, of course, I would rather do business with this person rather than this person, even though the outcome will be the same. Let's say bookkeeping. The math is the same. Bookkeeping is bookkeeping, but you can choose your accountant based on, oh, I think it will be cool to have a conversation with this guy, even though we're talking about numbers, it's the same numbers. So yeah, so personal brand is a leverage, whereas influencer is a profession. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, got it. So it's advised or it's encouraged that every one of us build up our personal brand and also look at our various profession and actually build that based on the organization we run. I think that makes sense. Love it.
Thank you so much, Lillian. Well, we have run out of time, but I think there's somebody who is just joining. Any of you who would like to ask any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in my LinkedIn page. So those of you who don't have a LinkedIn page, after this, literally, it doesn't even take 5 minutes to start a page, because you can just input your email, put your, password, and then it generates a profile right away. And then you can start populating with photos, with your degree, certificate, whatever it is. And you don't have to do it in one go. You can invest 10 minutes per day, okay? 10 minutes per day, every day is better than 8 hours a day, and then tomorrow you forget about it. It's a continuous, consistent improvement. That is the one that will make us win. Remember, it's a marathon, but you've got to start somewhere. So start now, build your personal brand, because especially if you're an entrepreneur, probably this is not going to be your one and last business. You probably will start different kind of venture. You probably want to start a different side hustle. But when people already know you as the person that they share value, that they know that you are trustworthy, people will follow you, and people will quote unquote buy from you whatever that you're selling. So today you're selling lipstick, tomorrow you're selling swimming pool design. Doesn't matter. People like you and connect with you. So on that note, thank you very, very much for joining me today. I hope we will cross paths again in the future. Please, please, please connect with me on LinkedIn. Ask me any questions, even technical questions like, Rebecca, I don't know how to work this button. My DM is always open. Thank you very much from all of the team at Upgrading Women. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye.
Thanks, Rebecca. Thank you.
Thank you.